All right, everyone, welcome to today's strength class. Happy Monday. Here is our waiver again for the month of August, already halfway done. We have Cupid Scramble. Again, at the very end of the class, I will let you know what the letter of the day is. At the very end of the week, if you unscramble the word, you are able to, you're eligible for a prize drawing, and you can always go back to the recordings and watch the classes. That way you are able to get the letter of the day if you missed the live class. Next, we have the cooking demo. Again, feel free to join these webinars every month. They are educational and informative, and hopefully you get some inspiration for some really cool meals that you can utilize at your household. And then lastly, again, we have the 5K and 10K fun run coming soon. So hopefully you are able to join at your site. Again, if you have any questions, you can send us a message or you can contact your fitness program manager that is on site or any health and fitness professional. I'll go ahead and stop sharing now so we can go ahead and start moving. All right, I'll let you know what you'll need in the chat, which is a pair of light to moderate dumbbells, a light to moderate kettlebell, and or a mat. All right, great. Let's go ahead and start moving now. Let's just go ahead and start with some nice and easy little arm swings forward, or sorry, some arm circles forward to get some movement here and some blood flow here to our upper body and our shoulders, as we are doing some vertical pressing today. Again, feel free to make these circles a little bigger if you like. And then let's go ahead and just do some nice and easy lateral arm swings. Again, get some movements and blood flow here to our upper body. That we have a combination of upper body and lower body movements today, as you'll need your kettlebell and your pair of dumbbells. Let's go ahead and get some movements here to our low back. So have your feet directly underneath your hips. Go ahead and take your hands and cross them across your shoulders. Go ahead and bring your chin down, push your hips back, and then go ahead and stand up. Feel free to kind of round your back if you like to transfer all that energy or all that movement here to your low back. If you kind of want to have more of a neutral spine, you can go ahead and just focus on bending to where you'll get more, a little bit mobility and flexibility here in your hamstrings, but totally up to you, depending on what you will like to focus on. I'm just kind of focusing here on my low back. Again, feel free to get a little deeper in the stretch too, depending on your mobility and your low back. Go ahead and just really focus on getting your chin down, close to your knee. Do one more rep. All right, good job, everyone. Let's go ahead and just do some nice and easy hip circles. So we're going to go ahead and bring our right knee up. Go ahead and rotate, and then go ahead and bring our foot back down. Feel free to make this nice and dynamic. And you'll take a couple steps here in between before you get to the next one. Again, knee up. And bring your knee out into abduction. And make a nice half circle. Or if you can imagine, half a heart on one side, the other half on the other. All right, and lastly, let's go ahead and just interlock our fingers down. Go ahead and push our fingers and palms away from us. And we'll just get a nice stretch here in our wrist, our fingers, and our forearms. All right, everyone. So we got 3 different movements here on the very first interval. We're going to go ahead and do that for 2 sets, working for 40 seconds, resting for 20 seconds. Again, trying to accumulate some good volume with some good movement quality and really focusing on good quality repetitions. The very first movement we're going to go ahead and do is a single leg kettlebell deadlift. So again, it's going to test a little bit of our coordination, our foot muscles, some contractions. So basically what you'll do is you'll have your kettlebell on one side of your either side of your body. You're going to go ahead and grab the kettlebell by the handle. You're going to go ahead and stand up, and then you're basically just going to retrace your steps, have the kettlebell make contact with the floor. Again, just really focusing on isolating one side, working for 20 seconds on one side, and then working for 20 seconds on the other. Again, just not really focusing on getting a lot of repetitions here, as this is pretty brain and coordination kind of dominant exercise. So just focus on trying not to lose your balance and really using your foot muscles. The next exercise, we're going to go and do a single arm Arnold press. So we're going to go ahead and start with the kettlebell and our palms facing us. We're going to go ahead and rotate at the very top, and then go ahead and rotate back in towards our starting position. Again, 20 seconds on our right, 20 seconds on our left. Feel free to grab a heavier pair of dumbbells if you like. And then the next movement is we're going to go and do a bent over row to a curl. So what that's going to look like is you're going to go ahead and bend down. You're going to go do a nice little bent over row, stand all the way up, do a curl, and then back neutral. Again, bend down, nice little row, stand back up, and then do a curl, just adding a little bit more complexity to the very first couple of movements. And then I'll go ahead and coach you through the next 3 movements. All right. So go ahead and grab yourself your dumbbell, kettlebell, grab yourself a nice little sip of water, and then we're going to go ahead and start the clock. Again, working for 40, resting for 20, starting with the single leg kettlebell deadlift. 3, 2, 1. All right, clock is on. Again, starting with the kettlebell on either side of your body, we're going to go ahead and grab the kettlebell by the handle. Go ahead and balance on one foot. Have the kettlebell make contact with the floor. And again, just try your best to not lose any balance. Go ahead and switch sides too. Get pretty quick 20 seconds. Yeah, it could be a little challenging, but nonetheless, and try your best to balance. And then we're going to go ahead and rest now. Good job. Really fast, 20 seconds on each side. And the next movement we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and just utilize the kettlebell. Again, as you are doing this movement, especially the deadlift, really focus on bracing, squeezing your belly button as you go down. Next movement would be the single arm Arnold press. Go ahead and grab the dumbbell, have your palms facing you, and then go ahead and rotate your pinkies away from you. Again, working for 20 seconds here. You can bring some awareness also to your low back. Try not to hyperextend your lumbar or your low back. Go ahead and switch. Really focus on trying to bring that belly button in towards your low back. And try not to flare your rib cage out or your belly button. Again, you could also just have your hand on your belly button if you'd like. And just kind of focus on pressing that belly button onto your palms. Go ahead and rest now. That way it's letting us know, giving us our brain some feedback to really focus again on the bracing and not trying to overextend our lumbar or flare out our rib cage. Next movement is we have the bent over row to a curl. Adding a little bit of complexity here, again, starting with the standing position. So we're going to go ahead and push our hips back, start the row, stand all the way up, perform the curl, back to neutral. Again, go ahead and bend, row, stand all the way up, nice little curl, back to neutral, bend, row, stand all the way up, nice little curl, again, back to neutral. So go ahead and just follow that pattern. Again, once you get really good at that, you can just basically speed up and go a little faster if you like, but nonetheless, really focus on the contractions of your muscles. All right, everyone, go ahead and rest now. That is one interval. We're going to go back up to the top. Again, starting with that single leg kettlebell deadlift, the most complicated movement that we have today. But again, try not to go super fast. Just really focus again on not losing your balance and really squeezing that midline. All right, go ahead and start now. Again, you'll notice that you'll have probably a more dominant foot, which is all good. Again, just testing here our coordination, our balance, our ability to use our foot muscles. Go ahead and switch now. And also, again, our coordination. All right, go ahead and rest now, everyone. Good job. We will still need our kettlebell for the next part, so just feel free to put your kettlebell to the side as we have a little march that we're doing next, or we can just basically do that with the dumbbells. Next movement is, again, that Arnold press, so we'll just need that one dumbbell. Go ahead and start with your palms facing you, and then we'll go ahead and rest. Again, you can have your hand on your belly button if you like, or to your side, totally up to you, depending on the kind of feedback that you want to give yourself, or if you're just really autonomous and your body knows how to move, you can just basically have your hand to the side. Go ahead and switch sides now. And going on the opposite side now. Again, as you are curling, or sorry, as you are pressing, try not to have the dumbbell super away from you when you press. You want to have the pressing motion basically somewhere around above your earlobe, as that is good full range of motion. And when we're pressing, we don't want to press out. We want to go ahead and press up. All right, the last move we have in this complex is, again, the bent over row to the curl. So again, as you build some momentum, feel free to go a little faster if you like to get a little bit more repetitions. We have the nice little bent over row to the curl. Again, you can just do a hammer curl if you like, or if you want to do that full curl, you can go ahead and do that as well. Totally up to you. You have about 15 seconds left. And again, just a reminder, do not hold your breath throughout any of these movements. Again, make sure you exhale during the shortening of the movement. Go ahead and rest. Again, when we lengthen our muscles or when our muscles are more under tension, we have the eccentric, which we basically want to take a breath. As we push away against an external force, we want to go ahead and exhale. Next movement is we have the kettlebell march. Let's just go ahead and grab those dumbbells again. We're going to hold them in the front rack position, and then we're just basically going to squeeze our glutes, and we're just going to bring our knees up. Again, you'll notice a little sway, which is all right, but again, you shouldn't be swaying super side to side. You basically just want to focus on extending and getting our knees up, squeezing our belly button. Again, with every steps, contract your glute. Again, do not hold your breath. We got 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Nice job, everyone. Again, you'll notice that your heart rate will slightly get a little bit more elevated just because you're performing more of a dynamic movement, but nonetheless still a stabilization and a strength exercise. The next movement we have is a crush grip RDL with a crush grip curl. So similarly to the bent over row, we're going to go ahead and start with our feet directly underneath our hips. Go ahead and push our hips back, stand all the way up, perform that curl, and then we'll go ahead and repeat. Again, the dumbbell should basically be sliding down your thighs and your shins. Keep the the dumbbell really close to your body. The dumbbell should not be away from you. We're just basically focused on, again, creating a good pattern here in the bending movement as we're targeting our hamstrings and our glutes while also performing that easy curl. Good job, everyone. Go ahead and rest now. The next move we have is a really simple, just calf extension, or basically a calf raise. So all we're doing is basically we're just going to go ahead and get up on our tippy toes while we hold the pair of dumbbells. Or if you want to go ahead and do this body weight, you totally can, just to get some movement here in our ankles. So go ahead and start with your feet directly underneath your hips. Go ahead and stand all the way up, maybe hold for about a couple seconds, and then go ahead and come down. Again, if you have like a box or maybe something similar or something pretty sturdy next to you with a little bit of elevation, you could also just put your tippy toes on that, let your heels hang off the side, and again, just really focus on going slow on the way down or slow on the eccentric. That way you could get some good tension in your Achilles and your heel. We got about 10 more seconds and we'll go back up to the top for one last interval. All right, go ahead and rest, everyone. Good job. We have 3 more movements left. Again, starting with the kettlebell march. If you want to go ahead and hold the kettlebell by the horns, again, we have 3 parts of the kettlebell, which is the handle, the horns, and the bell. If you want to go ahead and do that, feel free to do that. It's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more on your forearms. But nonetheless, go ahead and grab those dumbbells. Again, we have the march, So just focusing on bringing our knees up, squeezing our belly button. And again, with every step, contracting our glutes. And if you want to go a little faster, you totally can to elevate your heart rate more. Or if you just want to focus on the stabilization aspect and just really focus on the muscle contraction. Go nice and slow and try not to sway so much. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Nice job, everyone. Let your heart rate go down a little bit. We got 2 more movements. Again, the crush grip RDL with your curl. And then 1 more set of calf raises. So you'll need your dumbbell. All right, we got 3 seconds. 2, 1. Again, elbows should be fully extended. It should be nice and relaxed here. Again, pushing our hips back. You want to stand up. Again, a lot more different than the Jefferson curl. Basically, this movement is targeting, again, more of our hamstrings, more of our glutes. The Jefferson curl is basically isolating our low back and getting some mobility into our low back. Got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, everyone. Go ahead and rest. Again, we got 1 last movement in today's interval, today's strength class. We'll be doing the calf raises. So if you want to go ahead and hold these pair of dumbbells while you do the calf raises to kind of get some work on your arms, your fingers, your palms, feel free to do that. Go ahead and start with the raises. Again, same thing as you go ahead and get on your tippy toes. Go ahead and exhale. And if you're on the ground, you don't really have that much of a lengthening cycle. That's mostly concentric. Three, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and rest, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and stop the timer. And then we're just going to do a couple different cool down exercises. Again, if you have your mats, feel free to go ahead and grow. We'll go on the ground. But if you just want to go ahead and just stand up and just get some blood flow here to our low back, we're going to go ahead and just relieve some tension. So go ahead and have your feet directly underneath. You're going to push your hips back. And we're just going to go ahead and just rest here. Kind of move your hips side to side. And feel free to kind of go up and down if you like to get a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more mobility. Again, if you have good range of motion, you have good flexibility, you basically kind of have your hands on your toes if you like. Kind of hang out here. Go ahead and come up. Let's do a nice little simple quad stretch. So go ahead and grab something sturdy. Go ahead and grab your ankle and pull up. Try to get your heel towards your glute. And relieve some tension from your quads. Go ahead and switch. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And then lastly, go ahead and interlock your fingers. Go ahead and push away from you. And then we'll just get some nice lateral flexion of the spine here. Kind of move side to side. All right, everyone, great job today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. If you're joining Wednesday's strength class, I'll see you there. Thanks, everyone.